Hello guys, and welcome to another day with Zimaleta. In today's video I want to talk about some of the parts that I pulled from the 3.0 liter diesel engine that I have taken apart. I have all these parts with me, like this PCV valve right here, which will be for sale. Guys, before we begin, I do want to let you know, if you want to support this channel, you can actually buy one of my t-shirts that's actually right below this video. I normally don't say this, and I'm not going to say this too much, but I do want to let a lot of you guys know that, yes, you can buy one. And also, I do live in South Carolina, Lancaster, South Carolina. If somebody needs a Sprinter service, you can contact me through email, zimaleta@gmail.com. and you could actually come on down here and I'm going to check your vehicle out. If, let's say you want to talk to me on the phone, that is no problem. I actually do consulting all the time over the phone. So if you want to get on the phone with me, let me know through email or even through like the comments or whatever. And but in email, I'm going to give you my number and stuff like that. I'm going to give you a call. But I do charge for consulting $60 an hour. It's actually well worth it. And everybody that I've talked to been completely satisfied after talking to me, because I end up saving them thousands of dollars based on my experience. But anyways guys, let's begin. Now I'm going to be posting all of these videos in the next probably like 20 days. Each day there's gonna be like a different video with me taking an engine apart. So what I've decided to do is sell all of the parts. So all of these parts are going to be available in my Zimaleta Motors eBay store. If you guys are interested in checking that store out, you could check it out in the video description below, where it says like a description, and sometimes I have like a lot of links in there and stuff. So at the very top, it's going to be my eBay store link, and you could go and you could check a lot of parts out that I currently have. Currently, as of making of this video, I am working on listing all of these 3.0 liter diesel parts on there. I've been extremely busy with a lot of different stuff and trying to do as much as I can when I can. So today is going to be the day, yeah, like today, I just actually uploaded this video. It's going to be the day I'm going to be working very hard to list all of these parts in my store. So let me show you some of these parts. Probably going to get my hands dirty. This is like part of the EGR cooler system. That's actually what it looks like on the new 3.0 liter diesels. So if yours is bad, you could buy one of these. Guys, in case you wondered how many miles that the engine had, it had 270,000 miles on that engine. Now, despite what I'm going to be, saying and in my upcoming videos when I'm going to be taking the engine apart and trying to guess what has actually happened to the engine, why is it locked up, I actually come really close. I find a lot of water in the engine. I kind of thought it got hydrolocked. Well, what happened is, this is a 270,000 mile engine. It was actually a good engine. It was nothing wrong with it. But what happened, some parts came off of this engine and the hood got opened, and basically water was basically coming in. When it rained, water was coming in, and it made its way inside of the engine, a little bit more on one side than the other, and of course rust developed, and before you know it, the engine's locked up. So it's all because of rust, and actually it's pretty bad rust. But that's it, other than that, all of the parts are good. So I'm going to be selling anything from fuel injectors to anything else. And guys, I'm going to be actually listing a lot of these parts over here, but I'm just going to pick up one of these parts, that the main one that I want to show you is actually the swirl valves, because a lot of you guys have been hearing swirl valves. They're going out, like, but what do they actually look like? Let me show you. Here is Swirl valve system. This is what it looks like on this side. This is what it looks like on that side. I'm actually holding you guys upside down, but I want to show you the swirl valve linkages right there. And what ended up happening is these linkages, they end up wearing out, and then these swirl valves right here, as you could see them, they don't open up anymore, and then that's a problem. And also, a problem can happen with these electronical thing that's actually in the middle. It's kind of like an actuator for the swirl valve system. If that thing goes out, or let's say stuck for some reason, then you're gonna have a problem as well. If one of these linkages come loose, you're also gonna have a problem. So you gotta be like very observative. This swirl valve system, it is good. It is fine. It's clean looking, and you could see the holes on the inside. Hey guys, here's another part. This one, it's actually an oil cooler, guys, and it's been causing a lot of you guys issues. It's not so much that the oil cooler has gone bad, but what happens is these seals, they go bad, and then you're gonna have intermixing of fluids like water going inside of your oil, and you don't want that. So I kind of thought that's actually what kind of happened to this engine. But when I took everything apart, I could clearly see there was some water, but I'm not sure if it mixed or not, like in this system or not. It's really hard to tell once you actually do take it apart. But these seals are still here. I left them in. Whenever you replace any kind of parts like this, always replace the seals, guys. It's not worth it doing all that job, taking it apart, and then you're not going to replace the seal, because especially in something like this. This is a lot of work to replace, guys. It's not a water's leaking out of it. It's not difficult to replace it once you actually get to it. It's just some bolts you have to pull out, which goes all the way around. But guys, just getting to it, it's just so much work. Like, everything got to come out. Your turbo's got to come out. Your swirl valve's got to come out. Like, all of the stuff on the very top, you know, you just got to be pulling all kinds of stuff out. So, and you may discover some problems along the way, you know, as you're doing this. And might as well take care of some of those other things too, because you already are removing them anyways. But yeah, that's another issue. Guys, here's a 3.0 liter diesel water pump. There's actually nothing wrong with this one. I pulled it out. You know, normally it does have a little water that sits, and you could kind of see there's water sitting. If your water pump goes out, what's going to happen is this little thing will not rotate anymore. As you can see, like when I'm rotating this pulley, it rotates on the inside, and there's like these little blades right there. You could probably see those blades. What they're doing is they're taking all that water, and they're just like kind of like pressurizing it, like, and sending everywhere it needs to go, like to cool your engine down. If, let's say, like this pulley comes loose from this little portion, and it no longer locks them up and stuff, because, you know, things break, pulleys break, and as you can see, this is part of like this one little system. What's gonna happen is you're just not gonna have any cooling to your engine, and that's not good. You're gonna cause overheating type of problems. I do want to mention that this water pump on your 3.0, it's being controlled by that large belt, not by the little belt. Like on the T1Ns, the location of that, there's like this one pulley that's in the middle, and it looks like it's a water pump pulley, because that's the pulley it's connected to with that other, you know, type of harness. But no, this one sits a little bit to the left of the engine and is being run by the main belt. So if your main belt breaks, make sure you replace it, because if it breaks, that means water pump is no longer spinning. It's going to cause you a lot of issues. Like, you just won't be able to really drive anywhere anymore, because you're just going to overheat your engine. But anyways, alright, the tensioner pulley. This tensioner pulley, it's only being held down by one bolt, and this is the piece that you use to actually get it, like, you know, get it to tension and stuff like that. So this particular tensioner, it's actually tensioned already. I pre-tensioned it. I stuck a bolt down in here, and this is now holding this in tension. So it's just one bolt that's holding it. And how is it possible? Well, there's this little thing that's sticking out of here, this little dowel pin, which is part of this assembly. It's just kind of in there. So this inserts, bolt inserts, and this prevents this thing from moving anywhere, except where the tension is. So I'm selling this together with the pulley. Somebody could use an extra one, because if this breaks on you, then yeah, you got trouble. This is a vacuum pump. Pretty important. I guess they do fail. If vacuum pump fails, then you're not gonna have any brakes, you know, because it's not gonna be able to supply your brake booster with air and things of that nature. There's a lot more involved. Not too familiar with everything that has to do with the air pump, but very important part. If it fails, you're gonna have issues. I will have this for sale. Here's your oil fill tube. This is like where you pull the oil out. I'm gonna be selling this together as a complete type of system, even though it does come like in several parts. So this is a part, that's a part, that's a part, like everything's a part basically. So I'm gonna list it together as kind of like one. Why would you need something like this? Well, maybe you broke your oil cap. Maybe you got into an accident and now this thing is busted up. You do need it. It's a pretty important part. So I'm going to be listing it for sale as well. I may separate it. We'll see, you know, because maybe somebody just needs this and they don't want to pay for the other thing, and or the other. So we will see. Guys, something that the Sprinter has is a throttle body, and this is located to the left side of your engine. Some people been having problems with this throttle body, kind of like getting stuck. Now this is a good one. It's supposed to automatically go to open like that, and it mechanically engages, you know, with electronics telling it to basically close, or you know, to give you, you know, what it needs to do, like it's controlled by the computer. If the throttle body is having issues in your Sprinter, you're gonna have all kinds of issues. Like the Sprinter is not gonna be pulling really good, and it's gonna be really difficult for you. So that's gonna be a challenge. Here's part of the intake tube. Again, maybe somebody got into an accident, they busted this thing up and now they need it, or maybe they messed up the threads, which happens to people a lot. They mess them up. Now they need a new one, and they're gonna need to replace it. So I have that. A harmonic balancer. Here's a 3.0 liter diesel engine harmonic balancer. You know, despite it's just having a little bit of rust, this is good. It's just everything rusts. You know, that's just how it goes. Here's a turbo together with the actuator, electronic actuator, with the legs, with everything you need. This is the whole complete turbo. Everything's working nicely. The stuff doesn't shake on the inside. This doesn't shake either. Like everything is like nice and good. So if you need a turbo, I got one. I really don't want to put that inside of that bin. Now, here is a power steering pump together with a fluid box. I'll separate these before selling, because somebody may just broke off a little nozzle and they're gonna need this little fluid, you know, bottle, which happens a lot. These nozzles are pretty brittle on all the Sprinters. If it's too dry and you happen to remove it the wrong way, boom, you snap it off. And of course, during an accident, things can happen. I will probably sell it together with the hose. That way somebody could already have the hose if they need it. Now, this particular power steering pump, it is known for having the pulley fail on these 3.0 diesels. I had a buddy of mine that was driving down the road, and when it failed, basically that's it. The main belt is broken. It means water pump is not being, you know, spinning and stuff like that. And a lot of times you have to order one of these. It's just not available. So I actually have it. So if you need it, I'll sell it to you together with the pulley. You could let me know if you need a bottle as well. Then I'm selling these fuel lines, kind of like together with everything. So somebody needs that, I got it. There's also like a part number and stuff on here. Here's a part of the EGR type of system. This is kind of like an actuator for it, kind of like a turbo actuator. This will actuate the EGR and does its thing, and it's also got a vacuum type of tube on it. So there's a good chance it's being actuated by vacuum. A starter. Does anybody need one? I got one. So this starter is actually smaller than the T1Ns, surprisingly for a bigger engine. So I do have one. And the main part that's on the list. This might not seem like a serious part, and but this is a pretty important one right here. Now this one right here, for some reason, yeah. But anyways, let me just tell you kind of like what's going on here. These metal things will shatter like in 3 pieces, causing these pieces to fly everywhere whenever they break. I had a buddy of mine that was driving just off the ramp onto the highway. This thing broke in 3 pieces, sent debris everywhere. So he busted his intercooler, his radiator, his AC condenser, and he was actually somewhere like in Utah. So in the middle of nowhere, out of all places. So he lost a couple weeks trying to get all these parts ordered and stuff like that, and it cost him like, I think, like $1,900 to fix all those things, because when things get busted, you're at the mercy of mechanics who's ordering these parts for you, and they're gonna order whatever they have available, and not everything's available, you know, for these things. So, you know, you gotta have some of these things on hand. So I recommend, if you can, if you're not on a budget, if you don't want to be stuck somewhere, have some used parts with you, because it's a lot better having a used part than no part at all. So, and plus I recommend these a lot better than Chinese parts, because after all, they are Bosch, and this would have been running for the longest time, probably like the life of the vehicle. But it so happens that sometimes they just bust. And I think it's due to the fact that, you know, people do real hard acceleration, and of course there's this pulley here, and it's supposed to spin. This one, it's a little bit stuck. It's probably stuck because of this rust right here, because it's been sitting for a while, but it's trying to move back there. So if this is still good, I'll end up selling it, but I think I need to get it loose right there, because there's just some rust locking it up on the inside. So if it's good, I'm gonna list it. If it's not, I'm not gonna list it. But anyways, I do want to explain that. Check out my parts store, and if you got any questions, whatever else I sell, oh yeah, wiring harness, I'm gonna be selling that too. I've seen only one for sale, and it's $600 listed, so I'm gonna list mine for $600. But feel free to contact me about anything. Oh yeah, glow plugs, I'm gonna be selling glow plug module, all the fuel injectors, stuff like that. So, and fuel rails, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't bring in here. So check out my store for all these parts. All the prices are negotiable. This is the way I make my money now, mainly through my parts. The channel makes me a little bit of money, but it's mainly for helping people. That's what it's designed for. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please hit a like if you liked the video, and actually give me a like for credit, you know, for trying to help you guys and taking the time out of my day to do it. Because right now I gotta be listening to these parts. Instead, making a video, gotta edit the video, gotta upload the video. So give me, I guess, a like for the credit of that, because I help thousands of people, well, actually hundreds of thousands, no, millions of people that are watching my channel. So, you know, my videos help people, so I want to make more of them, and I'm making more every day, despite that. Whether I make more videos or not, I'm still gonna make the same money on YouTube. It's weird how that works. You work harder, you make the same money. As a matter of fact, I'm making two times less now than I was making last year. It's kind of crazy, but it doesn't matter. I don't complain. I didn't start this channel for money. I wanted to share my tips and tricks from being a Sprinter owner myself, sharing the tips and tricks with other owners, and trying to save somebody some money and headaches, and potentially worse, because these sprinters can be challenging, to say the least, especially if you don't have any money. You're stuck somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and you're wondering what the heck has gone wrong. Oh yeah, I do want to mention this. I'll also say it in the beginning of the video. I also do consulting over the phone. Anyways, guys, I do consulting. I charge $60 an hour, to talk to me on the phone, whether it's Sprinter related or Expedite related or something else. Everybody has been happy with it so far. And what I started doing when you guys call in, and you talk to me, I started recording all the conversations. I'll let you know this in advance. And I do that so that I could send you an MP3 file format, type of file. And in case, let's say you want to be on a future podcast, if you want to use that to try to help somebody out, that's probably going to have the same type of questions, then I could actually upload it to my podcast, because a podcast doesn't have any picture, and this doesn't have any picture. So I do have a podcast. You could actually look me up, basically just by Zimaleta. Just look up Zimaleta. You're going to find me on iTunes, Spotify, and every other platform pretty much. I'm on all major platforms. So I enjoy helping people. If you're like one of those people that paid for my consulting and you want to try to help somebody out with whatever questions I answered to you, then yeah, let me know, and of course I'll use that in my I'll have you kind of like a guest on my show, on my podcast. My podcast doesn't make me any money at all. I'm just doing that to help somebody else. Let's say like they don't have any good internet connection, they could download the podcast and they could just watch it a little bit later on. Not watch it, listen to it as they're driving or something, or maybe they're working outside. So that's just another way for me to try to help people out. And I had to invest all this podcast equipment in order to do that out of my money, even though there's no money in it. But it's popular to do one, so I'm doing it. But anyways, guys, again, thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourself. God bless you. See you guys in my next video. Bye-bye. My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter, Expedite, or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.